Hello, good morning, and a very warm welcome to the channel. I'm Rookie Sim 320, and I'll be your captain for today for our flight operation from here, where we parked at stand 5 at Valencia Airport, heading south to Alicante Airport. Our flight time is approximately 30 minutes after we've taken off. We did land here at Valencia yesterday from Barcelona, had a break overnight, and we're now ready to begin our flight operations to Alicante. I've requested for the passengers to board. I've also requested for refueling. And so without further ado, let's hop into our EasyJet Airbus 320, the Phoenix edition. Let's start our cockpit pre-flight preparation, request for IFR clearance, head onto the runway and take off to Alicante. So here we are in the cold and dark state in our EasyJet Airbus. We'll start off with our cockpit flight preparation. We'll check that the parking brakes are on. We'll check that the flaps are up. We'll check to see that the ground spoilers are retracted and disarmed. We'll check to see that the weather radar switch and also the predictive wind chill switches are both off. Check. We'll check to see that engine master 1 and engine master 2 are switched off. Check. We'll also check to see that the engine mode start select switch is in a normal position, which it is. We'll move to the side. We'll check to see that the throttle levers are at an idle position, which they are. Check. We'll move forwards. Check to see that the landing gear levers are down, which it is. Check. We'll move to the overhead panel now. We'll check to see that the wipers both on the captain and also on the first officer sides are switched off, which they are. Check. We're now ready to switch on the batteries to the aircraft, battery 1 and battery 2. As we're connected to ground power units, we can also switch the external power button on just to get power onto the aircraft. Check. We'll move down, check to see that the acute brake pressures for the parking brakes are at the normal position, which they appear to be. Check. Just check to see that we've got sufficient light in the cockpit. We can turn the dome light just to make it a bit more brighter. There's also turn the integral light. We'll move down to the pedestal. We'll also turn up the floodlights and also the integral lights a bit on my side, and also we'll do the same for the first officer's side as well. Okay, so now there's sufficient light. What we'll do now is we'll carry out an APU fire test on auxiliary power units, which is on board this aircraft. We'll test to see that the fire system is working. Seems good. We'll move down. We'll also turn the oxygen crew supply button for the cabin crew. We'll turn the ground control recorder button on, and also check do a CVR test for the ground control to make sure that it's okay. That sounds good. We're now ready to switch on the IDS to align the aircraft GPS primary navigation system. This will take about 7 minutes to align. We'll move down on the overhead panel. We'll switch on the nav and logo lights. We'll switch on the wing lights to the aircraft. We'll also switch on the no smoking sign to automatic. We'll also switch on the emergency exit lights to arm position. We'll switch on the insinuator light test system just to make sure that all the lights are lit up and there are no malfunction. They appear to be good. Put that into the bright position. We'll also switch on the probe and window heat button just to clear any mist on the windows and on the windscreen. We'll now move forwards. We'll check to see that our flight director buttons are switched on. It's a green button, appear to be all lit. We're now going to download our weather report from our eFob electronic flight bag to check today's QNH readings, which we'll insert as our barometric pressure reading for today to get the accurate altitude readings. Okay, so just let me change this. Let's update the time we'll be taking off.
Boeing 89er20 contact, Barcelona Center on 119er.45. Good day.
So we're delayed a bit at Valencia, so what I'll do is I will delay our time for takeoff to about 12:15. We'll update that, so we've got about 12 minutes to complete our checks and head on to the runway. Okay, so for today's QNH reading, it is 1025. We'll insert that into the altimeter. We'll also do the same for the first officer side altimeter, and we'll also set that into the standby instrument. Okay, we're now going to turn on the constraint buttons so we can monitor our managed speed and managed altitude as we're flying. We're now going to set the ethers on arc mode so we can monitor our navigation display on the arc mode. We're going to put our navigation display coverage to about 10 nautical miles as well. We're now going to go to the flight control unit, and for today's departure we will be taking off and climbing to at least 6,000 from Valencia Airport, so I'll set this to 6,000 feet. Okay, we're now ready to proceed to insert our radio frequencies. This will be done automatically. I can also do that for the radio frequencies for Alicante as we start flying. We're now ready to program our multicolor display unit, or the FMC, the flight management control computer. So what we'll do is first of all we're going to check to see how much fuel we got on board from yesterday's flight. We've got about 3,000 kilograms. What we'll do, we'll dispense of that as we're going to get a fresh load of fuel. We don't want to overload ourselves with fuel. That would be not cost effective and efficient for flying this aircraft, so we'll set 0. We're now ready to go to our EasyJet operation department at 2 to get our flight data, our flight information data for today's journey. We'll get our flight number, confirm our departure, our destination, and alternative airport should we need to go to another airport because we can't land at Alicante. So today's flight number is EasyJet 320. We are departing from Valencia heading to Alicante, and Palma de Mallorca is our alternative airport if we need to divert. Approximately 30 minutes flight time. We'll now also request for the weather data information, which we'll need also for programming our flight computer. So request for the weather information from here at Valencia. Pardon me, so starts with the clear LE Victor Charlie. We'll insert that to the ident. Request for the meter data, send it off to EasyJet. They'll get us the weather report information. Okay, so we've received our weather data. We've also got our load sheet, which we'll confirm a bit later. So today's QNH is in fact 1025. We've got a few clouds at 3,000 feet. It's 18 degrees currently at Valencia. So now we're going to request for our initialization data. So we make any request to align the aircraft system for our flight today to Alicante. So that will appear shortly. We'll insert our flight number, EasyJet 320, as we know that. Oops. Put that in here. Let's request for it, or we can put that manually. So we've got LEVC /to Alicante IC code. Okay, so the aircraft has now aligned. We put basically an aircraft cost index today for running this flight. So we go to our flight operational information. We will download that from the same brief. We will get our cost index for running this flight is 49. Insert that into the McDo. Our cruising height for today's flight is flight level 150, so that's 15,000 feet. Okay, that's inserted. We can also request for the wind data for our flight, for our climb speed, winds. Okay. What we'll do is also upload this into the aircraft, so we got it on standby on the uplink. We're going to align our reference, our GPS reference, where we're at stand 5. So it is now aligned to where we are. We'll now move on to the flight plan. So for today's flight plan, we're going to be departing from runway 30. We're going to be using the Astra 5F departure, standard instrument departure. So we'll put, let's just check what this one is, except we'll go back, let's have a look. So we'll be heading to Sarah Astro as part of our waypoint, and for arrivals we'll be arriving at runway 28Z. We'll be doing a VOR-Z approach to runway 28. We'll be doing a final lap approach as well. So we'll be coming from the Besor waypoint into Alicante. Let's quickly check that there are no flight discontinuities. Oops. Get rid of the flight discontinuity. Just tidying up our altitudes for today, because we will increase our altitude to 15,000. So I'm just inserting the right altitudes for our managed altitude and speeds. Okay, now that we've put our flight plan into the McDo, what we'll do, we'll also copy that into our secondary flight plan data bank, just in case we need it. We'll copy that as active, and we'll move now to the fuel predictions. For the fuel predictions, we'll just check to see that the passengers are boarding, and also that we've got sufficient fuel. The fuel truck is waiting to refuel the aircraft. I can see that the fuel pumps are attached to the aircraft. So I head over to our EFOB, I head over to mass imbalances, and what I'll do is I'll load up our passengers and our fuel to get the information that we need to program our McDo. So we got 149 passengers today. We got shy of 2 tons of luggage and cargo that is coming with the passengers. We got about 5.2 tons of fuel to Alicante today. So I'm going to load that on board now. I'll do an instant load. So load is complete. So shortly, the fuel track will detach, the pumps will be detached. As you can see, the jetways are retracting now as the passengers have boarded, and you can see the fuel track crew is removing the pumps from the wing, which is now completed. Okay, so the zero fuel weight for the aircraft, that is the weight without any fuel on board, is 57.9. Zero fuel weight, center of gravity is 30.6. Insert that in here to get calculation or prediction of our fuel needed. And for the alternative airport at Palma de Mallorca, we're going to check this on here. That would be 15 minutes extra flight, so it's 724, so 724.724 of a ton. We'll insert that into here. So now we've got the prediction of our gross weight, our center of gravity for the stabilizer, which is 29.2 to take off. We'll check that in the NEBA when we do our fuel calculations. We move to the radio navigation to land at Alicante. We're going to check the approach charts. So we download our sim brief, our charts information to see what the VOR station frequency is at Alicante. We go to the approach for runway 28Z. We'll pin that chart. So here we go. So for the ITF VOR, it's 114.65. 4.65. We insert that into here. So we'll be following this frequency, VOR frequency, to land at Alicante today. So the course bearing the track heading into runway 28 is 280 degrees. We'll insert that into the course. Okay. For Alicante, we can also have the NDB, non-directional bearing frequency, which is 0330. We'll insert that into ADF2, so we can also use that to navigate to Alicante. Okay, the radius I've completed. So what we do, we go to the NEB data for our initial fuel planning. So for today's flight, we've got 5.2. We put 5.2 tons into the fuel block. We will now calculate our landing weight. We'll also see how much fuel we'll need to travel to Alicante. So a takeoff weight is 5.2, almost 3 tons, and 6.16 our landing weight. So as you can see, we need about 1.5 tons of fuel to travel to Alicante. Okay, so we got additional 55 minutes of fuel on board, 2 tons, just in case we need to also go to Palma de Mallorca. That's our alternative route if we cannot land at Alicante. We can also check this information with our EasyJet figures to be compliant with the amount of fuel that we are given to fly this flight operation. So we go to the load sheet. So on the load sheet, we can see zero fuel weight is 58, so roughly the same, 57. We've also got, let's have a look, we've got total takeoff weight 62.9, so roughly the figures are okay. We've got enough extra time of fuel should we need, so just under what we basically need. So we will accept this with EasyJet department, fuel planning department, that we are happy with this fuel. Okay, so now we're ready to do our performance data. So what we'll do is we'll check what speed we will need to take off We'll go into our departure performance page. We're going to be taking off from runway 30 today at Valencia. We'll sync the load sheets, all our loads. It will calculate the best speed that we need to take off. We'll also sync today's weather conditions into the performance data application. What we'll do, we'll calculate it. So for today's flight, 336 V1, 140 takeoff speed and 140 V2 speed. So put 140 V2, 140 takeoff and 136 V1. So we'll be taking off at 140 knots. Our V2 speed, the speed of no return, where we just need to continue flying, is also 140. For today's flap setting, we'll be using flap 1. Flex temperature to heat the aircraft wings will be to 68 degrees to get the optimum lift. Okay, so the thrust reduction, where we'll come from Mantoga to the climb position, is 100 and almost 1200 feet. Engine out is also 1200 feet. And so we've done our performance page. I will now do our progress page to find out the distances as we fly to Alicante Airport. We'll insert the Alicante runway 28 in here. It tells us about 72 nautical miles. Okay, we've completed with our MACD. We program our computer, flight management computer. So what we'll do now, we will request for IFR delivery clearance from Valencia Airport. So usually it will go like this: Valencia delivery, good day, this is EasyJet 320 at stand 5, requesting for IFR clearance to Alicante.
Boeing 89er20, altimeter 30.27, wind 239er at 9er. Cleared for takeoff.
We'll
Valencia clearance delivery, EasyTree 20 IFR to Alicante, ready to copy.
EasyTree 20 is cleared to Alicante Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 30 climb and maintain 6,000 feet. Departure frequency is 119.45 squawk tree 705.
Okay.
EasyTree 20 cleared to Alicante Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 30 climb and maintain 6,000 feet. Departure on 119.45 squawk tree 705.
Okay, we've been given our departure clearance and we'll be departing from runway 30, and they've also given it our squawk code, and as we can see we are 6,000 for our departure climb. So what we'll do now, as we've been given our departure clearance, we'll look at the flight plan again just to make sure that we've got the right altitudes for our flight today, and we'll head on to request for pushback. So have a look at this. So 6,000 will be our initial climb, 10,000 to Sierra 15,000, Astra 15,000. So look, it's slightly high for today's flight, so I'll quickly tidy this up a bit. I'm going to do, I'm going to insert a couple more waypoints so we have more waypoints to guide us to Alicante.
Valencia clearance delivery Lufthansa 1161 ready to copy IFR clearance to Frankfurt. Lufthansa 1161 is cleared to Frankfurt Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 30 climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Departure frequency is 124.
Okay, so we've tidied out our fuel predictions.
476 tree.
We've also tidied up the flight plan. Just let's have a look at the flight plan. Still got minus 33.
Lufthansa 1161 cleared to Frankfurt Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 30 climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Departure on 119.45 squawk 476 tree. Lufthansa 1161 readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.875 when ready to taxi. Good day.
Okay, so what we usually do here, now we're going to discuss our flight brief. We can have a look at our charts to discuss the flight brief for our departure. We're going to download the Valencia chart for departure. So we'll have a look at our departure chart. Which would be to the Astro 5G. That's not the one. Okay, so this is the charts that we need. So what I'll do, I'll pin this chart. So runway 30. So as you can see, we'll depart our 6,000 from Valencia. We're required to climb because there's some mountains here. Then we'll head off for the, let's have a look, Astro, Sierra, and we've got Astro. Sierra, Astro, Nangaro, Sierra, Astro. Okay, Sierra, Astro, Nagaro. We're coming in here, 10,000 to Nagaro. So that is our brief for our departure for today. As you can see, there is some low-lying cloud, 3,000. Probably not need any anti-ice for today. So that is our discussion for today's brief. So what we'll do now, we'll turn on the aircraft APU. Wait for 3 seconds. Shortly, the aircraft auxiliary power unit will come on and we will disconnect from the ground power unit to get our power from the APU. As you can see, there are a few more aeroplanes here at Valencia since we started. There is also the Orion M and Neo. Okay, so our APU has fired. You can see the heat haze coming back from the back of the aircraft. This is the familiar sound that you will hear at the airport. Flaps are open and air is coming into the APU, and it's about almost 800 degrees Celsius. We'll wait until the APU is fired. We'll turn the APU bleed to allow air to come in to the aircraft, which we need for the cabin and also for the engine. It's available now, so turn the APU bleed on. We'll detach from the external power unit, the GPU, which is outside. We'll do that also from our EFOB. Ask ground crew to detach the APU. Take off the chocks and cones on the wheels. APU is gone now. Okay, so now we're ready to put on the fuel pumps to the aircraft. We'll also put the TCAS to auto. Our transponder will automatically, we get the frequency automatically. We're also going to reset our rudder trim. For today, Stabilizers figures, we'll just check that. For takeoff is 29.2. So we'll put 29.2 for the stabilizer. Setting. Okay. Okay, that's set. Okay. So what we'll do is now a request for clearance or pushback. So we say Valencia, pushback clearance, request pushback IFR, pushback clearance.
Valencia ground, Easy Tree 20 with whiskey ready to taxi IFR.
Easy Tree 20 taxi to and hold short of runway tree 0 using taxiway November 1 Hotel 1. Contact tower on 118.55 when ready.
So we're going to taxi N1NH to runway 30.
Taxiing hold short runway tree 0 via taxiway November 1 Hotel 1 Easy Tree 20.
Look at the chart.
We are ready for pushback.
Ground crew, thank you. Look at our ground chart to get our taxi route.
Departure checks complete. Bypass pin inserted.
Okay. Pin has been inserted. We're going to be pushed back shortly. So N1, we're currently, look, okay, let's have a look.
Valencia ground, Bowling Tree 965, requesting pushback. Bowling Tree 965 pushback request accepted.
Parking brakes release, thank you ground crew. Okay, pushback has commenced, so what we'll do now is we'll turn engine 2 on, engine mode selector switch to on, engine 2. N2 rising, exhaust is rising, temperatures are rising,
Valencia ground, Bowling Tree
and N1 has
965,
started rising.
requesting the end of pushback.
As the turbine starts working and
Bowling
oxygen
Tree
starts flowing into
965
the
request
aircraft.
to end pushback received. Valencia ground, Bowling Tree 965 with whiskey ready to taxi IFR. Bowling Tree 965 taxi to and hold short of runway tree 0 using taxiway November 1 Hotel 1.
I'm going to switch on
Contact
engine
tower
2
on
shortly once
118.55
engine 1 sorry,
when ready.
once engine 2 gets started completely.
Taxiing, hold short runway tree 0 via taxiway November 1 Hotel 1 Bowling Tree 965.
Okay, engine 1 is available.
Rolling tree 965, hold
Parking
position.
brakes on.
Caution the Airbus on the
Parking
taxiway.
brakes on, ground crew. Okay, just need to confirm that engine could start. Put engine 1 on now.
Hold
Wait that phone
position,
to start.
rolling tree 965.
The engines are spinning. We have got power. When engine 1 comes on fully, what we'll do is we'll just confirm that we've got engine start now.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
We're going to disconnect the pushback track. It's available, so what we'll do is we switch off the APU and also the bleed, and we're ready now to do our cockpit before taxi checklist. Okay. Pushback track is leaving now. Thank you. So it's all clear, left and right. It's gone now, so what I'll do, I'll quickly set our flaps to 1 as per our performance for takeoff. Ground spoilers to armed. I'll do a flight control check to see that all the controls are working. Left, right, center, neutral, up, elevators down, neutral, rudder check. Rudders are working on both captain and the first officer side. Going to turn on the nose lights to taxi, strobe lights to automatic, seatbelt signs on. And now we're ready to head on to the runway, so we need to follow N1, H1, so runway 12, we're roughly here. 5, we cannot see 5, so let's have a look. South. Gates. So we're roughly at 5, which is, yeah, we can't see where we are, but we need to head forwards anyway to runway 5. So just release the parking brakes. Oops. The off position. Throttle lever, increase the throttle lever to about 1 inch. And we're heading now to runway.
Rolling tree 965, continue taxi. Roger, rolling tree 965.
So that's N1.
Rolling tree 965, hold position. Caution the Airbus on the taxiway. Rolling tree 965, continue taxi. Rolling tree
Check.
965, hold position. Caution the Airbus on the taxiway. Rolling tree 965, continue taxi. Rolling tree 965, hold position. Caution the Airbus on the taxiway. Rolling Rolling tree 965, hold position. Caution the Airbus on the taxiway. Rolling tree 965, continue taxi. Rolling tree 965, hold position. Caution the Airbus on the taxiway. Rolling tree 965, continue taxi. Rolling tree 965, hold position. Caution the Airbus on the taxiway. Rolling tree 965, continue taxi. Rolling tree 965, hold position. Caution the Airbus on the taxiway. Rolling tree 965, continue taxi. Rolling tree 965, hold position. Caution the Airbus on the taxiway. Rolling tree 965, continue taxi.
Okay, so here we go. So
Rolling tree
N1.
965, hold position.
Go to
Caution the
H1.
Airbus on the taxiway. Rolling tree 965, continue taxi. Rolling tree 965, hold position. Caution the Airbus on the taxiway. Rolling tree 965, continue taxi. Rolling tree 965, hold position. Caution the Airbus on the taxiway. Rolling tree 965, continue taxi. Valencia ground Ryanair 7266 requesting pushback. Ryanair 7266 pushback request accepted.
Okay, so as we head in taxiing, what I'll do now, I'll put our TCAS to TRIA, put on our predictive windshield switch, and also put on the weather radar
Rolling
on.
tree 965, continue taxi. Rolling tree 965, hold position. Caution the Airbus on the taxiway. Rolling tree 965, continue
Okay,
taxi.
so we're going to H1.
Roger, rolling tree 965.
Just check to see there's no aircraft landing. Stop. Put our parking brakes on. What we're going to do is request for clearance to take off.
Valencia Tower, Easy Tree 20 ready for departure runway tree 0 IFR to Alicante.
Put our nose to take off.
Easy tree 20,
Land lights to
altimeter tree 0,
on.
decimal 24, wind 209
Runway lights
at
on.
8. Cleared for takeoff runway tree 0.
Cleared for takeoff runway tree 0
Also
Easy Tree
inform
20.
cabin crew that we're ready for takeoff. Cabin crew ready for takeoff. Just check to see there are no aircraft. Will do. Release the parking brakes. Line up on runway 30 on Valencia Airport. Our initial climb will be about 6,000 feet. Stop here. So as usual, what we'll do, increase the throttle till there's about 50%. When it's 50%, we release the brakes. And what we'll do is we put our pitch down, our elevator till we get to 100 knots. Then we release that to neutral. When we get to V1 at 136 and 140, we'll take off. So increase throttle with the chrono on 250.
Hold
We'll go
short
to
runway
Manco
tree 0,
Toga.
rolling tree 965. Rolling tree 965, line up and wait.
80. Stick neutral.
Line up and wait, rolling tree 965.
V1. V2 takeoff. positive climb. Gear up. Autopilot.
Easy Tree 20, contact Barcelona Center on 119.45. Good day.
We're coming to the S-speed. We disarm our spoilers. Put the throttle up to climb. So back.
Going to 119.45 Easy Tree 20.
So we come into the S speed, so we
Rolling
put
tree
the flaps
965,
up.
altimeter 30.24, wind 209er.
So we're taking off from
Cleared
Valencia.
for takeoff runway tree 0.
Contact Barcelona Center to get more.
Barcelona Center Easy Tree 20 is passing 2,300 feet, climbing 6,000 feet.
Easy Tree 20, Barcelona Center altimeter tree 0.24. Continue as planned.
Okay, you can now switch off the runway light, nose lights to off. Beacon should be on. It's not auto before. Ground spoilers off.
Barcelona Center rolling tree 965 is at 900 feet, climbing 8,000 feet. Rolling tree 965 Barcelona Center altimeter tree 0.24. Continue to Bravo Lima November as planned. Barcelona Center rolling tree 211 is at flight level tree 55, climbing flight level tree 60. Easy Tree 20 climb and maintain 15,000 feet.
Okay, we've been given clearance to climb to our
Barcelona Center. Continue
cruise
as planned.
height, 15,000, so I'll climb to 15,000. Okay, we set our QNH to standard in the altimeters.
Easy Tree 20, did you hear my last transmission?
Easy 320, climb and maintain 15,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 15,000 feet Easy Tree 20.
Turn on Navigraph to give us a better idea. So we've been given clearance to climb to increase our altitude to 15,000, which will be our cruise height for today. So we don't need to worry too much about the heights given in our MACD. We're heading for Vilna. Okay, as we are over 10,000 feet, I'll turn off the land light, seatbelt signs off. So our next waypoint is to Astro. We're following the Astra 5F.
Easy Tree 20, you are 300 feet above your assigned altitude.
Okay, there's a bag in the system, so I'm going to descend by 3,000 feet.
Easy Tree 20, acknowledge last transmission.
Descend and maintain 15,000 feet, Easy Tree 20.
Barcelona Center AGN 721 is passing flight level tree 55, climbing flight level tree 60. AGN 721 Barcelona Center, continue to a stop as planned. Rolling tree 965, contact Madrid Center on 118.275. Good day. Going to 118.275 falling, tree 965.
Barcelona Center Easy Tree 20. Request 10,000 feet.
Easy tree 20, descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Easy Tree 20.
Easy tree 20, please expedite your descent 10,000 feet. Center Royal Air Merak 950 is at flight level tree 55 climbing flight level tree 60. Royal Air Merak 950 Barcelona Center, continue to Astig as planned.
Barcelona Center Easy Tree 20. Request 7,000 feet.
Easy Tree 20, descend and maintain 7,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 7,000 feet. Easy Tree 20.
Tree 20 contact, Valencia, approach on 118.8. Good day.
118.8 Easy Tree 20. Valencia approach Easy Tree 20 is at 9,100 feet, descending 7,000 feet.
Easy Tree 20 Valencia, approach altimeter tree 0.26 continue as planned. Easy Tree 20, you are 21 miles northwest. Maintain present heading and altitude, expect VOR DME X-ray runway 28 approach via Alpha Lima Tango 72 radial 18 DME arc clear to Alpha Lima Tango.
Maintain present heading and altitude, expect VOR DME X-ray runway 28 approach via Alpha Lima Tango 72 radial 18 DME arc clear to Alpha Lima Tango. Easy Tree 20. Easy Tree 20 would like for DME Zulu runway 28 approach Alpha Lima Tango transition.
Easy Tree 20, you are 17 miles northwest. Keep speed not above 220 knots, expect VOR DME Zulu runway 28 approach via Alpha Lima Tango transition. Clear to Alpha Lima Tango. Easy Tree 20, keep speed not above 220 knots.
Keep speed not above 220 knots, expect VOR DME Zulu runway 28 approach via Alpha Lima Tango transition clear to Alpha Lima Tango. Easy Tree 20.
Easy Tree 20, climb and maintain 15,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 15,000 feet. Easy Tree 20.
15,000 feet.
Valencia approach Easy Tree 20 requesting vector to next waypoint.
Easy Tree 20, continue to Alpha Lima Tango turning and following heading 190.
Continue to Alpha Lima Tango turning and following heading 190 Easy Tree 20.
Easy Tree 20, please expedite your climb 15,000 feet. Easy Tree 20, descend and maintain 2,500 feet.
Descend and maintain 2,500 feet Easy Tree 20.
Easy Tree 20, you are 17 miles northeast of Alicante. Contact Alicante Tower on 122.1 when inbound.
Tower on 122.1 Easy Tree 20. Alicante Tower Easy Tree 2018 miles northeast inbound for DME Zulu runway 28 approach.
Easy Tree 20, Alicante Tower. Altimeter tree 0.2 tree, wind 299 at 14. Cleared VOR DME Zulu runway 28 approach.
Cleared VOR DME Zulu runway 28 approach Easy Tree 20.
Ryanair 9er 068 exit runway when able. Ryanair 9er 068 contact ground on 130.655. 655 Ryanair, Niner 068.
Coming through, prepare for landing.
Alicante Airport information Alpha 1300 Zulu. Alicante Airport information Alpha.
to land runway 28 Easy Tree 20.
Hundred above. Minimum 500.
$50, $40, $30, $20, retard. 10.
Alicante Airport information Alpha 1300 Zulu. Wind 29er at 16. Visibility tree. Sky condition clear. Temperature 19er. Dew point 10. Altimeter tree 0.24. Visual runway 28 in use. Landing and departing runway 28. VF
Easy Tree 20 contact ground on 130.655.
One tree 0.655 for Easy Tree 20. Alicante ground Easy Tree 20 taxi to the gate.
Easy Tree 20 taxi to Gate Tree 5 Alpha using taxiway Alpha 2 Alpha 1 Bravo 1 Bravo 2 Charlie 1 Delta Charlie.
Taxiing to Gate Tree 5 Alpha via taxiway Alpha 2 Alpha 1 Bravo 1 Bravo 2 Charlie 1 Delta Charlie Easy Tree 20.